Yesterday, I was laid off from my full-time job of 2.5 years.
Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like the video because it helps with my algorithm. So in today's video, we'll be talking about more employees are getting laid off from their works. So I've put the stitches together so that you watch. I'll be back to share my true sense.
Yesterday, I was laid off from my full-time job of 2.5 years. Let's just say I was shocked. In all honesty, this is a blessing in disguise for me. I have come to peace with this with less than 24 hours that this is the plan God has for me and I am trusting in it. One door closes, another one opens. I wanted to talk to you guys about this because it's common. Like, we are human and this kind of stuff happens. And it's important to share with others that it does happen. And I feel like a lot of people don't talk about when they get laid off because, they're embarrassed or whatever. I want to inspire others to know that they're not alone. Your power is you at the end of the day. If a company doesn't see that, that means that you will bring something else to the table somewhere else. If you're feeling scared of the unknown, not knowing what's gonna happen, surrendering to that and just knowing that there's a plan out there for you and you will be okay as long as you believe in yourself and love yourself. And to anyone that is feeling, scared for that new chapter that has begun, if you're in the same shoes as me or the unknown, just know that I'm here for you and we will get through this.
I recently got laid off from my 9 to 5, so here are 3 things that I learned since then. Number 1, I'm a firm believer that you are exactly where you're meant to be at this very moment in time, and if something doesn't work out, that clearly just means that you were not supposed to be in that type of environment or in that type of situation. You may not know it now, but later in life, you'll begin to understand why that situation didn't work out, why this particular opportunity didn't work out for you. I like to reference my tattoo. This is John 13:7, which is, you do not realize now what I am doing, but later you'll understand. I was really proud of myself after I got laid off because I felt that I handled everything with a lot of grace. However, as I took a couple of days to really reflect on the situation, there were some things that came up that I found out about that I was like, okay, now we're kind of unsettled. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to hone in on the fact that I'm exactly where I'm needing to be at this very moment in time. I'm a very firm believer that life has my back, God has my back. They're all trying to protect me. So I was clearly being protected from something in this sort of situation. Which brings me to number 2, which is I did not realize how much I was settling in my career endeavors. Over the past weekend, I was in Miami and I was at different networking events, different brand events, and I was talking to the CEO of a talent management agency, and he has really helped me to gain a lot of connections and a lot of opportunities. And I told him what was going on, like, hey, I just got laid off. Like, if you got any brand deals for me, let me know. Your girl is free. She doesn't have a 9 to 5 anymore. And he wasn't surprised. He wasn't like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He was like, crank out content, fuck a 9 to 5. I was like, whoa. That was a huge wake-up call that I was settling in my tax bracket and that I could be changing my financial status in my income. Which brings me to number 3, which is I realized that you are a direct reflection of the environment that you surround yourself in and the people that you surround yourself with. And this past weekend, I was in a room filled with so many different opportunities, so many different entrepreneurs that I've looked up to for years. It gave me that wake-up call that I could be choosing every single day to live life and to do the work that I truly want to do and that I'm passionate about, and that it gets me excited to wake up every single day. But instead, I've been trying to settle for a job that will pay the bills. I needed to touch grass. I needed to kick rocks and touch grass. Like, whenever I sit back and really reflect, I hadn't realized how much I had been settling in life. Like, not even with like relationships, friendships, family, whatever. It's more so with everything with my career endeavor. I truly been settling because 1, I didn't think I was capable enough. 2, I didn't think I was ready. 3, I felt that I was stuck in a box. I was confined in it and I didn't have a way to get out. Now I'm very confident in myself that I know what I can do. I know what potential I do have, and I know that I can change my financial status. I can change my income. I can change how my life currently is if I just gave myself the chance to do what I want to do. And I just haven't been doing that. We're a lot happier. We're a lot more fulfilled. And I know that God's got my back. I know
getting laid off was one of the best things that ever happened to me. I mean, it wasn't the best thing at the time, but it turned out to be really good for me. It's been almost 6 months since I have gotten laid off and a little over 2 months since I started work at my new job. But I do think the time period of my getting laid off and time since then has been really valuable for me in just figuring out like what I want and who I am. Not only did I just get a break from work and a break from life a little bit, but I feel like I also learned quite a few things about myself. So life has just been so great since starting my new job. Coupled with the dread of anxiety that comes with job instability and the economy, besides that, I actually was really relieved when I got laid off, which was a big sign that like I did not like my job at all. I remember I was actually so relieved that I didn't have to make my new forecast file for work. And in some ways, I was really glad that I never had to speak to my boss or my coworkers ever again. And I do realize that my unemployment was really short. I was laid off for about 2 months until I signed my offer for my current job. It wasn't that long, but still, when you're in the thick of it, every day feels like forever. Because up until now, I never really had a lot of passion or confidence about my career or my job. Basically, when I was in college, my dad helped me get my internship, and I had been working at that same company up until I got laid off. So that was like, 3 years of interning plus 6 more years of work. While I do understand that that's very privileged for me to get help from my father, I was basically a Nepo baby for my company. I still worked at the company and I didn't like fool around or anything. And I paid my own way within the company and I got promoted like 3 times while I was there. But unfortunately, because my dad did help me out in the very beginning, he's always held that against me of being like, oh, like I got you this job, like you would be nowhere without me. Which obviously I don't subscribe to that idea, but the fact that he would always bring that up every once in a while, it still made me kind of feel bad and like feel like I had like no agency over my career because it would always be stained with the fact that my dad helped me first. In college, my company would always provide a return offer in the fall. So like, obviously I would take it so that I didn't have to worry about job hunting and like have that extra stress that a lot of other college students had to go through. But because of that, I never really explored any other passions or like any other internships or things that I wanted to do, which I think kind of put me in a hole for quite some time. I think it was a mix of just like comfort and also just fear of like, what if I can't find anything better? So I'm just gonna settle for this really good offer that I have in front of me. Honestly, yeah, because I like had started working full time after college, I was very comfortable. I hated interviewing and it was so much easier to just get promoted within the company because then I could just do internal interviews, which that process is way less harder than doing an external interview at other companies. Dude, I like hated my jobs. I remember in one of my internships on the notebook, I wrote in Korean, like, I want to die, because like that's what I felt every day. And then I wrote it in Korean so that no one would, there would be no HR flags surrounding my notebook. But like a job is a job, so I'm not gonna complain about work when like it literally is the reason why I'm able to be alive. That sucks to say. It's the reason how I can like afford my life and pay my bills. That's what I mean. And I mean, my old job was like not very difficult, I would say, which again, just is why I stayed at my job for so long, because it was very comfortable. I was getting paid a lot for what I was doing. And as much as I did want to quit my job and work somewhere else, I just never had that motivation because I've never really interviewed anywhere before. And I didn't know like the process of finding your career, finding what you wanted, because it was just kind of like handed to me before. Then when I got laid off, of course, I was forced to do all the things that I didn't really want to do. And that was honestly really valuable for me. I think besides the anxiety that I felt every day of like potentially not being able to find a job and not doing all of that, I think slowly but surely when I was going through the interview process, I did find a lot of confidence and realizing like, oh, I'm actually pretty competent. I know what I'm doing. I do have the confidence that I will be able to find a job because I am a hard worker. I am very sociable and I'm nice to work with. And because I was laid off and not like trying to look for a job on top of already working, I think it gave me a very clear like space to figure out what it is that I really wanted to do. Because honestly, job hunting is a full-time job in and of itself. Like it's so crazy how people are able to do that on top of already working a 9-to-5. Like it is so exhausting. I was really glad that I was able to treat my job hunt like an actual 9-to-5. But also while I was laid off, it really made me realize how much New York has become my home. Like I think I only cried twice when I was laid off. One was like the first time when I got laid off, and the second time was when I was feeling sad and like thinking about the potential of moving back home to Boston. And that made me so sad. I was like, I have made a community here. Like all my friends are here. Almost all the people that I consider like the closest to me live in New York City. And it would be so sad for me to like if I was not able to find a job, like I would have to move back home to Boston. And like that thought literally broke my heart. Of course, being laid off gave me a lot of time to make videos on TikTok. So that was really fun for me. And now it's become a little bit more of a habit for me to film and post because I do enjoy yapping on this app. Also, it's just really great because now I get free PR every once in a while. So I never thought that that would happen before, but I'm so glad that I was able to start posting a lot and get started while I was laid off. Let me just say, I really like my new job. It's not like a dream career or anything. Like at the core, I really do hate working a corporate 9 to 5. Like I do not dream of labor at all. But the fact that this is like my first real job that I got on my own, I feel like very proud of myself and feel like a lot more agency and just more like, I don't know, responsibility of like, oh, like this is my job now. It's not my dad's job, not anyone else. Like this is something that like I did myself. Like I feel a lot more ownership over my job and everything that I do, which again has helped a lot with my confidence. And now I feel like, wow, I'm actually like helping the economy, or like I'm actually, not to be like so corporate, but like I actually feel like I'm adding shareholder value to my job. Overall, I'm just really grateful for this job because I actually really like my managers. I like my coworkers. I'm very happy in the space that I'm in. I don't think I necessarily would have sought this out if I had not got laid off otherwise. I was fully remote before, but this job is now a hybrid role, and it honestly has been doing a lot of wonders for me as an extrovert because not only do I get to like socialize and talk to people, but like I just feel so much more productive. And as an extrovert, I love going into the office. I feel like I get my daily socialization, and I'm also making friends at my job, which is completely new to me because I was remote ever since COVID, and my old company, all the people there were like a lot older, like married with children. So I never really like had a sense of community at my job. But at my current role now, I'm, you know, like willingly hanging out with my coworkers for like happy hour every once in a while. I get to like go and like chat at people's desks and stuff like that. It's just been really great for me to be able to like socialize and hang out with people and view my job not just as a job, but like, yeah, as a community a little bit. Also, just the perks of working at a tech company is very nice. Anyway, I hope that I never get laid off again, but if I do, I know that I will be okay.
I got laid off from my corporate job that I've had for the last 2 years, and I've had a few days to process it now, so let's talk about it. So I worked as a recruiter, and I was one of many people that got laid off, and it was sad because I really did like my job. Like I loved my team, I liked what I did day to day, so now I'm kind of in this limbo of what do I do next? I mean, most people naturally, they get laid off and they immediately start looking for new jobs. And that's what people keep asking me, like, are you interviewing yet? Do you need like connections? Do you want resume help? Like all that stuff. But hot, kind of controversial take is I am just gonna take some time off. And I know that sounds crazy, but I am 24 years old. I've been saving for literally my whole life. So I'm prepared for this. And I make extra income on the side through TikTok, so it's not like I'm just sitting around doing nothing. And honestly, like, it sounds really selfish, but like if I have the means to, why not? Like, why not just chill for a few months and see where it takes me? I think Gen Z has really realized that like working a corporate job that you're not passionate about for the rest of your life is just really, really depressing. I feel like I kind of had this opportunity given to me, so I'm just gonna see where it goes, like take some time to figure out my life, like what do I want to do, like follow some passions. I don't know, I literally have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm gonna figure it out. Point is, right now I'm young, I don't have kids, a house, a mortgage, I don't really have anything depending on me, so right now is probably the best.
So I got laid off yesterday. So, cheers to that. Let's talk about it. So, getting laid off is one of those things that, you know, you never think's gonna happen to you until it does. And to be honest, I never saw this coming. But yeah, so I was just working from home as I do. Well, I don't really get to work from home a lot, but I was working from home yesterday. And I get a message from my boss's boss, and he's basically just like, hey Kristen, do you have time for a quick chat? And I'm like, yes. And this man, let me tell you, he wasted no time getting to the point. He was we're making cuts and your position has been eliminated. We're also not gonna pay attention to that. So yeah, he was like, you're gonna be paid out till the end of the month, and your benefits and everything are good until the end of the month, and then you're SOL, basically. So your girl's been applying to Medicaid and unemployment and everything. Like, everything you can think of, I've been doing it. And it's also like, I have a 6-month-old, and I was also like the primary health care provider for like my family because my husband is 1099. So I'm like, I'm stressed. A moment for the brows. But yeah, then he proceeded to tell me to come get my personal belongings after hours next week. And I'm like, okay, yeah. The crazy thing is my freaking office mate, like the girl that was in my office, was also laid off. So we were like, see you never. Also, I just realized that I never said what I did. And I worked at, it's crazy to talk in past tense. This blush looks crazy right now, but I'm gonna blend it out, okay. So yeah, I was a scientist at pharmaceutical research and development lab, working with antibodies. And so yeah, it's kind of niche. So I don't know. Don't know where to go from here. But I did say that I've always wanted to like make more time to like make TikToks. I just was working full time, but I have no excuses now. I've graduated with my master's and now I'm unemployed. So here we are. But look how cute my little freckles are that I just drew on. Cutie. So yeah, things look a little different now, but I'm trying to stay optimistic. So yeah, basically Dalton's taking me out on a little date because he feels bad for me. No, I'm kidding. Probably, but it's fine. We're gonna figure it out and it's gonna be great. Just gotta trust the process. Am I right? Side note, I've been loving this stuff. It's from L'Oreal. It's just like this, like, I don't know if you can see that. It's like shimmery. It literally looks like I'm sweating. Looks like I just ran a marathon. I want to look like I am drenched in sweat. Anywho, I will be on LinkedIn, Indeed, and Glassdoor for the foreseeable future. Anyways, what's everyone's summer plans? This is the
And that's a video, besties. I'm just here just to add on like what I think about today's video. Employees are getting laid off from their jobs without warning. Okay, so this conversation about layoffs is becoming louder every single day, and what makes it even scarier is that so many people or so many employees are losing their jobs without any form of warning. Imagine walking into the office on a Monday morning with your usual coffee, ready to get started with your task, only to receive an email or a quick meeting invite that end with you're being laid off or you're no longer wanted for the job. It's not only shocking but also deeply unsettling because many people dedicate years of their lives to these companies, only to be dismissed without warning, create a ripple effect of fear, anxiety, and instability that goes beyond just one individual. So another thing, friends, companies often defend these actions by pointing to financial downtimes, budget cuts, or restructuring, but the truth is, human side of the story is often ignored. For employees, a job is not just a paycheck, it's a stability, identity, and sometimes even access to healthcare and other benefits. When that is suddenly taken away with no chance to prepare, the individual is left feeling betrayed, abandoned, and disposable. It raises a serious question about how corporate views their workers. Are employees really seen as people, or they're simply numbers on a spreadsheet? that can be raised the moment cost gets too high. What makes this issue even worse is that many employees are getting overworked and underpaid. They give their best, go beyond expectations, and sacrifice their time and well being for the success of the company, yet in return, they are not granted the basic courtesy of notice or the opportunity to transition out of the role with dignity. A sudden layoff can feel like the ultimate betrayal of loyalty. It tells workers that no matter how hard they try, no matter how many years they commit, job security is never guaranteed. That creates a culture of fear in the workplace every time for employees. Okay, the mental health toll of being laid off without warning can be underestimated. For many people, it's not just about losing income, it's about the sudden loss of purpose, the stress of not knowing how to pay rent or bills, and the panic of not having health insurance or support system in a place. People are forced to scramble, update their resumes overnight, apply for jobs in a rush, and often accept less than they just deserve because of desperation. This leads to cycles of underemployment, and financial stability that can take years to recover from. It's also important to point out lack of transparency from many companies. Often leadership is aware that cuts are coming weeks or even months in advance. Instead of being open and honest, they choose to keep employees in the dark until the very first moment. That dishonesty destroys trust not only with the people who laid off but also with those who remain. Because even the employees who get to keep their job to start to wonder if it happened to their colleagues without warning. What makes them safe? The sense of mistrust lingers and creates a toxic environment that companies rely address. On the flip side, there is an argument that companies do not owe employees any warning. That business is a business, that workers should always be prepared for instability, but the perspective is both harsh and unrealistic. Most employees are living paycheck to paycheck, and very few have the luxury of always be prepared for sudden unemployment. Workers dedicate their time and energy to help companies grow. The least they deserve in return is respect, transparency, and the chance to plan their next step when a company decides to cut costs at their expense. So another thing that I want to talk about is the growing trend of sudden layoffs reflect a large shift in how work is valued in a society. We're in the time where profits are prioritized over time and efficiency is valued more than loyalty. Employees have become easy to replace in the eyes of many corporations, especially with the rise of automation and outsourcing. But the human cost of mindset is like still like that. So you have to be like ready with these layoffs because it's happening to everyone. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.